Hi, I'm Sorrowex, and welcome to Nothing Bad to Say. Today, I'll be talking about Spiritfarer, an indie adventure management style game. In these reviews, I will cover 5 things: gameplay, art style, music, enjoyability, and story, or the game's method of reviewing. Pretty clever. Let's jump right in. As someone who hasn't played management style games like Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley, I didn't know what to expect coming into this, but after the short demo I was hooked. Something about the calming nature of the sea mixed with the smooth animation and the beautifully designed boat you ride makes Spiritfarer easily one of my favourite games. It's built around a simple mechanic: find lost spirits, help them with their last requests, and take them to the Everdoor so they may move on from this mortal plane. Simple, right? So what about this drew me in? Well, for starters, the characters are ones you become emotionally invested in. You go on a journey with them, ultimately ending in them dying. In many of the other games I've played throughout my life, many main characters, side characters, and NPCs have died. But for me, before this, the main one I could really feel something for was someone like Booker DeWitt from Bioshock Infinite, a AAA, critically acclaimed game. In Spiritfarer, you traverse the seas on your boat that is powered by the Everlight, a glowing orb that can change shape and act as a pickaxe, loom needle, a fishing rod, and a blacksmithing hammer. This is what allows you to power your boat and finds you as the Spiritfarer. Moving from location to location, you meet friends who intend to help you on your journey: Albert the shipwright, Alex the fast travel, and the Turtle Sisters, who let you use their shell to grow minerals, trees, and more ore to mine. This brings us to the resource management part of Spiritfarer. On your ship, you build extra buildings and areas to grow crops, or to work the raw materials you require on the islands: a foundry to smelt ore into bars, a smithy to turn those bars into metal sheets, a loom to turn your fibers into threads and fabrics, and of course, the kitchen, to cook meals for your passengers. Each passenger has favourite foods, least liked foods, and foods that they won't eat, so finding meals to keep them happy is pushed onto you as the player. When a passenger is happy, they will do extras for you, such as using the loom, sawing some planks, or even giving you items that they found. Some items can only be acquired by doing events such as catching lightning in bottles, grabbing falling stars, fireflies, and mining ore from a dragon's head. These events add some much needed diversity to the simple means of travelling. When a spirit decides it is their time to move on, and they've passed through the Everdoor, they will leave behind a spirit flower. These spirit flowers are used as a means to determine how fast you can travel through the game. Each upgrade for the different areas costs a certain number of spirit flowers to purchase, giving you a reason to complete the quest chains for each passenger. But that's not all. This is my absolute favourite part of the game. There is a dedicated hug button. This might seem like a waste of script to some, but in a game that really makes you connect with the spirits before they pass, being able to hug them makes you feel a real connection, especially when it's the last thing you do with them. The art and animation in this game is so smooth, and looks like it has been a priority from the start. Thunder Lotus must have spent a good portion of their time on this, and it really shows. The simple animations of turning the Everlight into a scythe to harvest your crops, or turning it into oven mitts, which you'll most likely see hundreds of times through a playthrough, still look as nice as the first time you watch it. Even when Stella is standing still, she turns the Everlight into a yo-yo and will sling it all over her body in flawless motion. The spirits on board are each unique and act differently. Atel, easily the best spirit on the boat, definitely no bias, will emote heavily, and in the lightning storm, he'll stand and play his instrument in the rain. This is a great example. This one event. The lightning shocks are drawn well, Stella or Daffodil catching them is so elegant to watch, and also Atel on the side playing along looks absolutely marvellous. Each area you head to in Spiritfarer has a different style. There's the Japanese influences to the south, the Nordic influences to the east, and the west is very sunny and filled with parks. Each of these islands look unique and amazing. This is my favourite part of the game, and it's not even close. This game uses music to trigger emotion masterfully. From the upbeat music of the different events like the dragons, the comet storm, and of course the lightning storm. Each of these has a different musical backing and really makes the events feel intense. But throughout the game, there is a single song that is used multiple times in different forms. This song is used when you're playing for your crops, but most importantly, when you're sending off your spirits. Unbeknown to me, this is an actual song that was written and performed specifically for Spiritfarer, and gets played in its entirety during the credits. I first played this game on stream, and when this song started, I genuinely applauded. This is the perfect end to an all-encompassing soundtrack. I absolutely love this game. As someone who has never played games of this style before, I didn't know what I was walking into. That being said, this game teaches you the basics you'll need to know, and then stops leading you, giving you this freeing feeling. As I said before, I played this game on stream. Not being a very emotional person when I'm being watched on the internet, I wasn't expecting myself to tear up when I took the first spirit to the Everdor. I thought, okay, that's fine. This game won't catch me by surprise. I know what's coming up now. And lo and behold, the next spirit passes and I cried again. This continued along past the next spirit, the hedgehog, who got dementia, the husband and wife, and then to my main man, Atul. I won't spoil what happens, but I felt so heartbroken by that point. I didn't know what else could happen. That being said, this game ends on such a perfect note. The story wraps up and you're left hanging to a degree, now with a Spiritfarer shaped hole in your heart. However, I can't stress this enough. It is 100% worth buying and playing through. I would go as far as to say this is becoming my favourite game of all time. The story of Spiritfarer is a simple premise but executed perfectly. You wake up and are on a small boat next to Charon, the current Spiritfarer. Charon tells you that you've been chosen to become the next one, and your job is to fulfill the spirit's last requests. You move through the unnamed world you are in and find spirits, welcome them onto your boat, and make a house for them. Once they are settled, you help them with their final request, maybe going to the family home, or finding a nice meal, or maybe even putting on a last performance. Once these have been completed, they feel as though they are ready to move on, and so the next stop is taking them to the Everdor, letting them pass, and turning into a constellation, always looking over Stella. In conclusion, this game is nothing if not an absolute perfect game, from start to finish. The art and the music go hand in hand with the gameplay that feels very light, and concludes with a story that I will never forget. Well done, Spiritfarer. I also stream over at twitch.tv/Sorrowex. Come and say hi. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.